morning and welcome back to Clark's Cookery. Today we're going to be planting turmeric. Now you are supposed to plant turmeric during the winter time, but I'm excited. It's my first time planting it, so we're going to go ahead and plant it. The first thing I'm going to do is to amend my soil. I have a large pot. And from another video, I think it was the watermelon video, I was talking about how I amend my soil with the chicken manure compost, which I have some here. And we work it in. And I'm also going to add some bone meal. Bone meal is great for root development in your plants, and it's a slower release. And this is natural phosphate, by the way. Now when you plant turmeric, you're supposed to plant it with the nodes up. So I'm going to sit it here, node up. This node up. And this one. I'll just cover it with soil. Now it takes 8 to 10 months, so this is August, so it'll probably be next June, before it's ready to pick, if not longer, because I am planting it at the wrong time of the year. But I'm sure it'll still grow. And the key to getting things to start to root is to water, water, water. So in a few minutes I will water once we go off of camera. Now let's briefly look at this right. So I'm going to do a brief tour of our garden. This is the ginger. This is the white variety. I planted this root last, I think, December. It may have been January. I can't remember. And it's grown up and bloomed, and I can kind of see down in the pot. The roots are, you can see a little bit. I don't know if you can really see that. I'm going to get plenty of ginger this fall. This one right here, I've had it about 1.5 years, but I believe it's the common ginger, because I was looking at the roots, and it's not red like the red ginger. It's never bloomed, but I believe it's the common ginger variety. Over here, you may have seen in another video, this is some of my jalapenos. And right here, I've finally gotten some habanero peppers. I started these plants from seeds back in February, and they're finally producing, so I'm proud of them. I've never grown habaneros. This is my first year, so I'm very excited. Right here are my bell peppers, and they've taken a beating between the different storms we've had and all of the heat. Now, I have had a pretty good yield with them. You can see they had one more wind in them. They're blooming again and producing. And just briefly looking around the garden, you can see that I have cleaned it out from the summer. About July, it just got so hot. Of course, all the zucchini and the squash just died on out. Even my butternut just couldn't take it anymore. And of course, the corn is gone. So I've cleared a lot of space out, and I'm going to start some of my fall planting probably in about 3 to 4 weeks. I'm going to let it cool down a little more and do my fall planting. I'll show you my little seedlings later. This is what's left of the tomato plants. I've already pulled most of them out. This one's going to come out soon. I only have one tomato left. This plant is, you can tell it's done for. It's just hot. Now here's one that I planted. Hopefully we'll get some fall tomatoes on it. I see a few blooms. Right here is the sugar cane. This would be my third winter having it, so each year it gets a little sweeter. The first year the sugar cane is no good, but usually by your second or third year it starts tasting a little better. Right here, finally dying on out are the cranberry red beans, which you may remember I mentioned in another video that I was going to plant. These aren't ready yet. The pods are still green, but when they dry, I'll show in a video after we harvest. These are an heirloom bean, and when you open them, they're just like a red cranberry. I've heard they have the taste of a butter bean. This is what's left of the eggplant. They're still hanging in there. I actually have one growing right here. This is the Black Beauty variety. We've actually already harvested several off of here, and it looks like we have another round left. These are my snap beans. I think these are I can't remember the variety of them, so I won't say. I might just show it later in a little clip. But I started these in this pool in June, I believe. And you can see they're blooming, so I should really pick some beans before it gets cold. Right here is my other kiddie pool experiment. You may remember from back during the summer, probably April or May, I'm not sure. These were the peanuts. So one day I looked and you can actually see peanuts starting to form right here. So the whole pool is full. I planted 40, so if each one produced peanuts, we're going to get quite a bit. I'm excited about this. This is my first time ever growing them in a pool. Over here, these are the sweet potatoes. They're doing well. They do pretty good. I've always grown them in buckets. This is my second time growing them, so I believe they're going to do well also. Right here is the okra. Actually, to get out here, this was probably wooden. It's so big. This is the cleansing spineless variety. In other words, it doesn't hurt sticky when you pick it. And over here are my banana trees. And this is the Tabasco bush. You can see how large this is next to me. I've had this bush. I started from seed, and it was February or March of 2018, and it is almost a literal tree now. We picked and picked. I can't remember how many we have picked off of here, and it's just steady producing. So, okay, briefly, I wanted to show you my aloe vera plants. They look good now, but we have a couple of storms out in the Gulf, Laura and Marco, so afterwards we'll tell you how these are going to look. But I started this aloe vera from a clipping probably about this size that you see in here many years ago, and it has just reproduced, and I've given lots of it away and it's reproduced. I have another one clipping off of it that has grown in this pot back here, and it's reproduced, and I've given pieces off of it, so I'm very happy with how that's grown.
What is this plant right here?
And this is an ornamental plant. This is a Mexican hat. My mom actually had the original plant to this probably since I was about 14 or 15 years old, and it has just lived over the years. So, this plant is well over 20 years old. And I've just gotten clippings from it, and it just keeps growing, and mine's died out, and she gave me some more clippings. So that's what's called a Mexican hat, and it's in a succulent family, so it doesn't need a whole lot of water. It's a succulent just like the aloe vera, so neither one of them need a lot of water. Okay, welcome back. Really quickly, I had mentioned earlier that I was going to show some of my fall seedlings. These are the Georgia collard varieties. I started these from seeds. It was the last week of July. Of course, these need to be thinned out. I'm not worried about that at this point. I'm just letting them just grow up. But all I did was just get some little peat pots from a local farm store and put in some garden soil and the chicken manure compost. And when you plant green seeds, you don't have to bury them. All you do is literally sprinkle them on top of the soil and just pat it down. That's all you need to do. That way they won't drown, or smother or come on up. Some of them are growing a little bit higher. Right here are cabbages. They really should go out transplant in the garden around September. So, like I said, I was going to plant my fall things a little bit later, so they will all go in at the same time. Right here, which I planted last week, and actually we could go last Sunday, or our broccoli. See this is my first year planting this also, so I'm really excited to see what happens. And broccoli doesn't take very long, once it starts to grow. Like these won't be ready to probably February or March before I really just start harvesting, especially the cabbage, because that's the flat Dutch variety, and those are the 100-day cabbages. But this broccoli won't take long at all. I should be picking broccoli before Christmas. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thank you from Clark's Cookery.